Alright, guys, so time for another comic book review here on Free Comic Book Day. Sadly, this is, however, I wouldn't say sadly, that's the wrong choice of words. This is another one of the comics that was sent to me by my good friend Mount Vernon Kid. Chris, know you're watching, thank you again for this. And we're going to be reviewing Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon. This is the 6-issue miniseries by Larry Hama, who most of you guys, most of you guys would know Hama best as the guy who's been literally writing G.I. Joe since the 80s. And he's been continuing to write G.I. Joe comics forever. Hama doing an Iron Fist book. And I have a limited knowledge of Iron Fist. It's not that I don't like to read Iron Fist comics. It's just that the Iron Fist comics are so sporadic, and it really does seem half the time that they don't know what to do with the character. So this kind of just jumps right in with this story. And for a 6-issue miniseries, I always say that maybe they should have extended the story more or lessened it down. It's hard to find a good medium between. This kind of falls under this deserve and maybe needed a couple more issues to really expand rather than 6 issues, because this does a lot in so much time and also forgets half the characters. It literally forgets half of the cast in here and doesn't really do much to really expand further on that. So let's dive right into Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon. So Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon is a storyline where the seven heavens of Earth, the seven heavens, aka the 7 cities, are losing all their dragons. Someone has been hunting down and killing the dragons, or sending assassins to go kill the dragons and steal their hearts to absorb their chi. Obviously, Iron Fist, as well as the other defenders of the cities, the other living weapons like Fat Cobra, Bride of 9 Spiders, and a few others, are basically we gotta stop that. And along the way they encounter allies to help them fight, because basically the mother of heaven, Kuan Yin, tells Danny Rand, look, the only way you can really save the cities is basically move them to Earth, bring the 7 cities out of their dimensions and onto Earth to get allies from Earth. And you'd be thinking, oh, well, Danny's an event. Technically, he's still on the Avengers roster. He can go call the he can just call the Avengers. It'll be cool. Everything will be fine. At no point does Danny do that. At no point does Danny go, hey, Captain America, I need Thor, Hulk, and everybody to help with this matter. It's just basic. And also, the Avengers there are heroes that are called, but when the cities arrive on Earth, they're literally in random points. Not only that, they're just there. They just end up no one's freaking. There's very little freak out over it. Yeah, it's weird. And also, there are heroes that show up, but not anyone. There's only one major one that plays in the factor of the story. There's only really one, and we'll get to her in a moment. But yeah, so this comic really forgets a lot of its story. There's literally the first villain that Iron Fist encounters in the attack is Taskmaster, and he wins. Taskmaster manages to get away with the heart of the dragon he kills, and then the secret villain is anoint yourself in the blood of the dragon, and he's cool, and then we never see Taskmaster again. And then and then we have also Lady Bullseye show up. She gets beaten, doesn't come, and then she comes back but doesn't do anything. Same with Taskmaster. It's this comic forgot that it had other villains, and then brings in Brenda Swanson, who, that's for Iron Fist lore, where she was kind of the Elektra for Iron Fist, where like she was an assassin but also his lover, and also really hated the Rand family. It's a whole thing. But then she for some gets moved in, and that's like halfway through the book, and we are six issues in this story. It's maddening, really, that this comic literally forgets half of its cast because it's trying to do so much in so little time. And the other weapons don't do anything. The other, like Bride of Nine Spiders, Fat Cobra, Dog Brother. If you're a major fan of Iron Fist and love the other living weapons, this might make you a little mad. Because, yeah, this doesn't... I mean, yeah, it does have Luke Cage in here. Of course, it does have, you know, the old Heroes for Hire team up and about. But really, they don't... like, Luke's just there. And also, Larry Hama feels a little dated. Like, he feels a little dated in his writing. Like, it always works for G.I. Joe because he gets to wax poetically, but literally the villain in here who shows up in the fifth, who's like just in the shadows, and then he shows up in this big moment, and it's like it's not treated right. The villain's name is Hierophant. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. But Hierophant is this big evil demon from the city of Baofu, which is the lost hidden city that is like absorbs all the evil from the world. And he just shows up in issue 5. Keep in mind, again, I say this is 6 issues, and then he shows up. Like Brenda Swanson shows up in the issue before, and yeah, if you were going to use Brenda from the beginning as one of the main like the main student for Hierophant, why is Taskmaster and Lady Bullseye here? And also, if you put them here, why did you forget them? And let's get into the other heroes that show up and do nothing. Radiance from Japan shows up. Sunspot from the X-Men also shows up, does nothing. Radiance does nothing. A member of the Champions, one of the lesser known ones, what was his name? Pinpoint? Yeah, he shows up for like one panel, and yeah, Pinpoint from the Champions is here for like one scene, and then they're like, oh, never mind, we don't need you. And then we come to the only character that does matter in this entire freaking book, and that is Okoye. Okoye is from, of course, Black Panther lore. Okoye is literally the only character that has any real matter to this, because she plays the biggest role in here. But they never explain why Okoye is the big focal point. Because yeah, Okoye gets the power of the Iron Fist. Why not? It never says Okoye specifically, other than she can do what no other one can. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a good explanation. I mean, I like Okoye, don't get me wrong, I like the character, but like, it feels like really it feels out of left field that Okoye, of all characters, is chosen to help bring balance and also take on the mantle of the Iron Fist. And keep in mind, she doesn't show up until issue like 2, and then from then on, like, it feels all dismantled, because one time they make a plan and then they immediately change that plan. Like, perfect example is like when they're trying to save the Bride of Nine Spiders dragon, the spider. They go to put it somewhere safe, and they're like, "Oh no, it's cool. Bring it with us." And I'm like, "Then why did you leave it behind in the first place?" And then it's like, "Oh, we're just going to switch over from Iron Fist to Okoye." It's weird. And again, I really like Okoye, but like, I would have liked some little more explanation as to why specifically her. I'm not saying don't make her the Iron Fist. Don't give her the power of the Iron Fist. But like, I just kind of wanted a better explanation as to why her. I mean, I get it, marketing, because, you know, Wakanda Forever is coming out soon, so I get it. But like, story-wise, I feel like I was needing a little more. Yeah, this book, it does have some good action scenes, and I really love the artwork in here. I really dig the artwork. It's very well put together. Let me show you a good... Let me see if I can find you a good image for the artwork. Yeah, like, that's some really good artwork right there. But the villain is also... The villain has this... Hierophant, the villain, has this weird thing where he'll just literally talk... And I thought for a moment, wait, is this not in like the yellow box, like the yellow text boxes that you see for characters waxing poetically? No, he's just out there talking in person, in like almost like third person, and it was weird. All in all, I like this book, but I didn't love it. That was the thing where I was just kind of like, this feels really disjointed and could have served a lot better if it was like maybe 8 issues. Yeah, if you gave it 2 more issues to Little Breathe, then yeah, I'd have been cool with it. But yeah, I don't know if Larry Hama was like only given 6 issues, but yeah. All in all, it's a decent Iron Fist story, and it's more just to set up the new Iron Fist that is coming soon, I think this July. And it kind of doesn't really do that well. So, but anyway, regardless, thank you so much, Chris, for sending me this book. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Other than that, if you haven't already, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and I am Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.